Oh God, yeah, you could see it on Brent's face because he didn't know. Nobody told him that Brad was coming up.
Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm, led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. This Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide, number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Tired of struggling to get in and out of the tub? Meet MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower of Atlanta. Beautiful, safe, and affordable bathing solutions that actually make your bathroom work for you. This family-owned local company focuses on installations that elevate comfort and accessibility. No high-pressure sales, no commission-only reps, just honest, hassle-free service across Metro Atlanta. Here's the number one reason to call MVP. They make bathing safe, easy, and enjoyable. Schedule your no-hassle appointment, 404-493-6888, or you can go online to mvpwalkins.com. Don't forget to mention the BPX, the Bailey Podcast Exchange, for $2,000 off MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower, because your bathroom should feel like a retreat, not a workout. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products, Alive Ozone Therapy Spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. And that's what stories.
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to the Vinyl Road Podcast.
All right, there it is, episode 33 of the Vinyl Road Podcast. It is a podcast about rock and roll, stories from the road, of course, mainly for Mr. Brad. I ain't got none. Life and everything in between, and it's all on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, one feed. All of your details, jasonbailey.com, including merch and new merch and a sale that is happening in the merch store on jasonbailey.com. All right, thanks for being here. My name is Jason Bailey. There he is, Mr. Brad Stewart. How are you, brother?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
There you go. One of these days, I'm going to get it on the same button.
Man, you're getting better. It's still a little late, but fuck it.
I'm looking right. I'm poking. And this is the episode that after 33 of these damn things, the Vinyl Roadies have been waiting for. We welcome, let me grab that applause again, to the Vinyl Road podcast, of course, the drummer of the band Shinedown, Mr. Barry Kerch. How are you, sir?
What's up, fellas?
Dude, you have no idea the fan base that we've grown on this podcast since day one. Brad, would you say, when are you getting Barry on? When are you getting Barry on?
Oh yeah, I think I get asked every week. All right, that's 33. What a number, right?
Right.
There's some significance there, man. Are you Jesus?
Far from.
Are you our savior?
Polar opposite, I think.
Maybe the Antichrist.
Could be.
Is there OG Shinedown 33 significance, or is this one of your, do we have to jump into the conspiracy pool type of thing?
No, we don't have to go there.
Pure conspiracy.
But
If there
yes.
was some significance, we probably wouldn't talk about it.
Let me ask you this, Barry. Okay, so in the days of being around Brad every single day in Shinedown, was he a conspiracy guy then too? Did he talk your ear off about all these things?
Probably not as much, but he and I were definitely thick as thieves. So we talked about a lot of crazy stuff all the time.
Yes, we did.
Maybe not as deep as he's gone now, but I think as you get older and pay more attention to things, not that we're old, but as we age, you start questioning more. And back then we were just having a good time. We were in our 20s.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing, Brad, is that the older you get, the more conspiracy-esque you get. That's what I'm hearing.
Probably.
Man, I don't trust anybody or anything. Fuck. I'm the one. Yes, it is getting worse. For sure. Getting fucking worse. Yeah, man. Like by the day, I mean, it's not the hour. I'm like finding new shit left and right here.
There's a lot more information available now, too.
There is, man.
So was it, I mean, again, for the audience that doesn't know, I go back with these guys at the very beginning, in the early 2000s when Shinedown was launched. And it was of course, different lineup at the time with Brad and Barry and Brent and Jason. And those were the days. I'm doing nights on the radio station. You guys are this unknown band grinding it out, going across the country. And when I first met you guys, I mean, you for the most part came across as a Southern rock band. It was the long hair, no deodorant, denim look kind of thing going on. But was it you, Barry, and Brad for those years up until Brad's departure? Like you guys were, like you said, thick as thieves, kind of connected that way?
100%. I mean, Brad and I stuck together when Brent and Jason were going crazy. I think we kept each other sane, and we just had a lot more common interests. He and I were very similar in our outlooks and similar in our, college degrees and things of that nature. We looked at the world the same, and we found each other on the road and kept ourselves in our world, and kept ourselves sane most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, Brad, I mean, Jacksonville guys, I mean, pre-Shinedown, you guys knew each other, right?
No. Barry came in and saved the day. He was again a lucky number 7 of the seven drummers that came through that either did demos with us or were in a position to be in the band. Barry came in and was lucky number 7. See, and he's on show 33. Coincidence? I think not.
Come on together. It's all numerology.
It was funny too, because we would take after the guys would audition, we'd take them to Hooters. And the time though that Barry came, we went to Sticky Fingers instead. And Jason looks at him and he goes, "Man, I hope you're the fucking guy, bro, because I can't deal with this much longer." Like,
yeah, he was sick of it.
What was it you said, Brad, on an episode? Sorry, Barry. We've talked about you numerous times, probably behind your back, all in good nature. Much love, all love. But what was it that you said? Did you say something to the effect of like, Barry's the reason for Shinedown, like the success you said something like all the credit went to Barry. Did you not say something like that?
Dude, Barry
I doubt that.
Or
he was putting salt circles in the studio and around his drum set. We were like, who is this guy? And he's awesome. Like, and next thing you know, he goes in and freaking killed the drum tracks. And Lee Whisper, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, Barry definitely.
Maybe you said, because didn't your brother Barry introduce? Wasn't there an introduction? Maybe that was it.
Yeah, Chumley was definitely behind it. I mean, he's my brother, and he was the one that gave me the original demo CD that just said Brent Smith demos on it. And Brad and Jason were already with Brent at that time and had been for a while. They've been writing for quite a bit. And I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. At this point, I'm 25, I think, and about to give up on playing and just play for fun, because I had my now wife. I was with her. We were college sweethearts. I was working a real job. I was like, I guess I'm just going to work a real job, because I was tired of playing in bars and clubs and doing the grind. And these guys took me in, and I got lucky.
Does your brother return your emails? Because he sure the fuck doesn't return mine.
No, nor my calls.
Okay.
Or my texts.
He's got your turtle, though. He's got your big tortoise.
He does. That thing's still kicking. That thing is like 100 pounds now. It's huge.
Oh, shit,
okay. So I won't take it personally, does he?
No, don't take it personally.
That he never responds to me. There was, I think it was actually last episode that Brad and I did of the Vinyl Road podcast, and we had brought up the Rock the Country tour with Kid Rock, which is an amazing lineup. I'm a huge Kid Rock fan. I'm a huge Aaron Lewis fan. I love the idea of all these amazing artists in these different cities. I think for the Florida date, it's going to be in Ocala, which is going to be awesome. I'm assuming just tons of horse land out there. But the perception of the world that we live in, if you're associated with Kid Rock and Jason Aldean and Aaron Lewis and all those things, I mean, Ludacris just dropped off because he got kicked back from his fan base. Shinedown's been a very apolitical band since its inception. Have you personally heard or seen any kickback for you guys performing on that Rock the Country tour of Kid Rock's?
There's been tons. There's been the knives come out when they don't like it, especially now politically. And we are an apolitical band, but the knives have come out. It's crazy. And to be honest, I had no idea, and neither did Brent. I think Zach maybe had a clue. I had no idea this was Kid Rock's thing. It was just hey, here's an offer. It looks like a cool lineup, and it's a mix of country and rock. Okay, we'll play it. We took the offer and played it. And then all of a sudden we find out, oh, this has got some political leaning to it. I don't care. I'm just going to go play a show. I really, really don't care. You can keep your politics to yourself. I have no opinion one way or the other on Kid Rock. I love his music. This is about music. Ludacris wasn't tough. I mean, it's not like he needs the money. Geez, if he's not tough enough to stick it out, that's just silly. That's him being a coward, in my opinion.
Would Shinedown ever look at the negative that's out there and say, oh, you know what, maybe we should pass on this? Would you guys ever be influenced by that?
I would hope not, but it is a democracy. There's 4 of us to vote. My vote would be no. But if 3 of the other guys vote against it, then, again, it's a democracy. I can't change their vote, but I would hope not, because I like to stick by my grounds. And listen, I don't do politics when it comes to the business of Shinedown. I have my own beliefs. I keep those to myself, and so do the other 3 guys. I just want to go play a rock show with some country bands because it looks like fun.
But does Brad still get a vote? Brad, do you want to put your vote in?
I could overthrow the government.
I'll take the advice for sure.
I'm pretty sure Barry and I see things
we're pretty
similarly.
eye to eye.
Yeah, but we don't have to go there. But I'm just saying. But if they gave me a vote, yeah, sure, I'd throw my opinion there.
Let's agree on this, Barry. If there's a tie, split 2-2, just call Brad.
Just reach out. I'll help you. Oh, it's good.
Is this the first time that you guys have been together in a platform like this since Brad's departure from Shinedown?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's it feel? Is it okay?
It's awesome. I mean, listen, Brad and I are still friends. To me, it was a difficult time when the shit went down, and I hated it. And we've come to terms years ago. And it took a while, and there was a lot of healing, especially for Brad, because it was completely unfair to him the way it went down, 100%. And I've said that to his face. However, that's been a lot of time since then. So I think we've kind of, I've buried the hatchet. Brad's buried the hatchet. He and I never had an issue. So it wasn't between he and I or anything like that. And honestly, being the last guy to join the band, I was a hired gun. I didn't get to make decisions at that time period. So that's the first time we've appeared together, I guess, talking about it in a podcast format or, interview format. But, Brad and his wife and my wife just went out to dinner a few months ago.
Yamasaki.
That was so good. I got to go
Good
back.
God, we got to go back.
I haven't been back since we went.
Have you been back?
I haven't.
I haven't either. We did Blue Orchid last night with Bobby.
Oh, I love Blue Orchid.
Yeah, I love the Orchid
too.
So good, man.
Just rock stars bumping into each other at the sushi joints and Jack's.
Well, I don't ever eat out. I love to cook, but I'm not going to make sushi and I'm not going to make Thai food. So those are the two places I go.
Right? I know. And that Yamasaki, that place is, they had like that tuna, man. I'm sorry. That was so good.
Anybody in the Jacksonville area, go to Yamasaki. It's out off Atlantic Boulevard at the beaches.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Brad, did you get any of Barry's hot sauces? Did he give you any?
I still need to get some. No, he was, when I saw him, he was like, dude, yeah, totally. But no, I'm intrigued. It was funny watching Zach and Brent try them. I was a little bit like, damn, I don't know. It's more like fire sauce, man. That shit. They were like, I could tell it was affecting them. Their eyes were watering and shit. So
black pepper to Brent is spicy, and then Zach Tabasco's about his level. So
okay. Yeah, that's and I know you got great taste in music and of course in cooking and in dude, how cool is it that you got to create that product line? I mean, that's so sick.
It's awesome.
We talked about you doing stuff even way back then, doing
all of us, kind of had interests that didn't lie inside music. I've always been into cooking and hot sauce. I mean, Brad knows that. He knew that way back then. So for me to get an opportunity was cool. And I still talk to the guys at Torchbearer, and they still, have it in their product line, which is awesome. But to do it with them was even cooler because it's a family run business. It's college buddies just hanging out, having a good time making hot sauce. So I like that vibe about them, and they're just really cool guys to hang out with. So that was fun.
Yeah, I think I went through all 3 bottles. It was less than a month. I was grilling a lot at that time. But let me tell you something, dude. For Christmas, my wife got me like an Amazon special. They're like $20-$30. And it's a gun that you screw on the small propane tanks to light your charcoal and your green egg or your KJ or whatever.
Yep.
Very gimmicky. A lighter will do the same thing. But there's something about a guy holding a mini flamethrower lighting a grill that doesn't get much more manly than that.
Listen, men and fire, it's just primal. We get excited by making a fire. When I it's been cold here in Jacksonville. I made a fire in the fireplace a couple days ago. I sat there stoking that fire and having a great time for hours. I just love fire.
Have you gotten the reputation when you guys go out on tour, just as at least, Grohl has had for years with his barbecues and grilling and stuff like that? David Grohl, for those not in the know. Have you gotten that reputation as, oh, look, Barry's going to grill something up on this tour. Can't wait. Shinedown, they're great guys. They're, asses in seats, but dude, his brisket is to die for. Have you gotten that on the road, that kind of namesake?
Yeah, I'd say both myself and Zach, because Zach, he grew up in Memphis. He knows how to make some sweet Memphis barbecue. He does a really good job, actually. So we have a grill with us that we just carry on one of the trucks, and we'll make stuff every once. It gets harder, because I don't want to be cooking late at night anymore. But we do make stuff, and usually we'll make it, do it once or twice on a tour, and we'll feed all the bands and all the crews. We'll just put pork butts on everybody's bus and that kind of thing, and just have a good time. So a little bit, yeah. I mean, for me, it's just I want a home cooked meal sometimes. I don't care where you at, and Brad knows this. Catering 99.9% of the time is garbage.
It's tough. Yeah. Even in the big arenas, man. I mean, when we did Van Halen, it was pretty good on Van Halen, but those cooks they
carried their own. They
carried them, exactly. It wasn't a rando every night. It was like, no, you could go in there and even tell them, hey, I want some grilled chicken tonight. Can you please? Actually, we weren't invited at first. Remember,
no, we were not. We had to earn that.
we earned it with some piss and a cigarette and a deli tray.
Yeah, God rest his soul.
Wait a minute. What happened? You guys weren't invited to catering? Was it like your first tour or what?
No. And it was 2004 on the Van Halen tour.
Oh, Van Halen tour.
We weren't paid one red penny either. It was all promotion. Yeah.
Well, I remember. I remember. I've told that story before, talking with Brent at that time, because it was like one long conversation about advice on buying a house, like in the Claremont area, and it was going to be his first house, and it was like $200 and some $1,000 or something, and because he had known that I'd bought properties, So that was an odd conversation that I had with him. He was on my couch asking me this.
He's always curious about weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And this was like after, I don't know if he told me this or, Ashley told me like him cleaning the house in his boxer shorts. It was just like some weird long conversation. And then he went into talking about the Van Halen thing. He's like, I'm really excited. This is coming up, but I'm nervous about it. And I'm just like, dude, we just jumped from houses to Van Halen. This is awesome. Like, like you understand you're going to be on stage with Eddie Van Halen. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous. Just to not have to go through security and be in the same bubble as Eddie Van Halen is God's gift to you right now. Just soak it up, brother. Soak it up. Good things to come. That's pretty cool. He being Brent, had posted on social media a tease about an upcoming Shinedown tour, which has got all the Shinedown fans, I know, very excited, done on purpose and strategically, I'm sure. Can you elaborate on that anymore?
We're touring this year.
Excellent. Good talk. Thank you.
No, I can't really. I mean, there's some US runs, a lot of shows in your area, my area, other places, and then there'll be some European and some Australian stuff as well. I've seen the schedule and I'm scared to death. It's a lot. But it'll
makes
be
your
fun.
back hurt, your neck hurt.
Makes everything hurt.
You haven't even started
hurt.
yet. Yeah. You're just like, man, I'm sore already. Just looking at these dates.
I can already feel the jet lag and the exhaustion.
And the overstimulation and the hangovers. And
the hangovers and the amount. I'm turning into a grumpy old man. So peopling is not my strong point anymore. So
you get a lot of that every night. I mean, it's a thing every night with the meet and greets and just everybody just,
Hey, you remember me? Can you get me 5 tickets to the show? Oh, 10 because my family's
Damn, how did you know that's what I was about to text you? God almighty. How did you know?
I didn't see the text. I'm sorry. I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, Shinedown has
been uptown problems though. People want to see it. That's
awesome. It. Yeah, first world shit there.
Yeah. Shinedown has always been known as a touring band, whether for better or worse, right? Also a radio friendly band. Let's not, forget that, but a touring band, touring constantly to the point where Brent doesn't even have a home, he just tours. So with that being said, doing it for all these decades and all these years, have you ever just wanted to take a year off and just take a break?
Sure. Yeah, there's been times. Absolutely. But you can't. I mean, look, we're glorified t-shirt salesmen. You make your money on the road these days, especially being in a rock band. That's how you pay your bills.
That's right.
It's not 1980 anymore. It's not just raining money necessarily. And listen, if it keeps Brent sober by being busy, I'm cool with it. It's a better alternative for sure. And you miss a lot of things. I having Brad, this is going to blow your mind, but Stella turned 15 and is driving.
Oh boy. Look out, Jacksonville.
Look out, Jacksonville.
Oh man.
You miss a lot of your kids growing up, and Brad can attest to that as well. You miss, you don't get the birthday off. You don't get the anniversary off. It's a show. So those things are hard on the road. But it's just what you signed up for. This is what you do.
I spent my 5th anniversary in Iraq.
Yeah,
I think we're in
right.
Fallujah, maybe. And yeah,
Fallujah or Al Assad.
Al Assad. Yeah, I think it was Al Assad. And I was like, man, I can't believe she might kill me when I get home. I mean, it's different, man.
And she almost did.
She probably did. Yeah. Yeah. Thank God they didn't kill us. I mean, we had gunships. We had like gunships following us and 50 calibers, guys like hanging out the window and shit, protecting us. That shit was awesome.
Technical dives on the C-130 into the bases and shit. It was crazy.
That's what I was going to say. If the bad guys didn't get you, your wife was going to get you when you got stateside.
I'm a lot more scared of my wife. A lot more scared.
Is there? What do you think? I'll start with you, Brad. The biggest thing you've missed being out on the road. I mean, still today. I don't want to talk about it like you guys still aren't. Obviously, Shinedown and Saliva out on the road. Saliva's got dates coming up, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But Brad, what was the biggest thing that you missed that you can think of being out there?
Definitely anniversaries and my wife's birthday. I've been gone before. Try to have her come out if that's the case. Quite recently, I flew home and had to miss a few Saliva shows though for my son Noah's graduation because I'm like, I ain't missing that shit. And that's
important.
I mean, there's some things you just can't miss. And I told, but you tell the agent and they're like, yeah, but we had to book a tour, one guy in the band and, just get a sub or put him on a track.
Yeah.
So they basically, Josh Kulak, our stage right guitarist, filled in on one of the shows and Bobby was like, man, it's not, I don't know, it's not right or whatever. So Bobby had him go back there and track bass with a pick, which I don't play with a pick, but I mean, it got him through like the last 2 shows of the tour. It was with Drowning Pool and a couple other bands. And that was the solution. But I was like, guys, I can't really phone it in. This is my oldest son's graduating from high school.
Good for you.
Love you all, but fuck off. It's not happening. I'm doing it. It's my son. So there's some things you just can't fucking miss, man. And they got to either figure it out. I mean, I didn't want them to cancel shows though either,
Yeah. And that's crazy that they didn't book around that, but that's typical agent. They always do that shit.
Yeah. What about you, Barry? What would you do? Or what have you done?
The same things. I mean, you miss anniversaries, you miss birthdays, you miss, had to put my dog to sleep. I wasn't home for it. Those types of things are sad. Deaths in the family, uncles passed last year and I can't go to the funerals. I'm not there. Those things are tough, and I'm not trying to be a bummer, but those are true stories. Those happen on the road. A parent or a loved one ends up in the hospital. You can't go visit. I'm on tour. I think probably the worst thing I think of now that it comes to me is Hurricane Michael. When it hit the Panhandle, my parents were still living in Panama City. And I remember being on the phone with them, and my mom had just had hip surgery, so they couldn't evacuate. Like 2 days before the storm was hitting, she had hip surgery so that she was home, but immobile. So they're able to at least get out of their house, which was waterfront on a bay near the Air Force Base. Got out of their house and they went to the downtown area of Panama City where the mall is and got in a hotel there. So it's at least somewhat inland. That was the best they could do. And I'm talking to them on the phone. How you guys doing? You okay? And they're like, it's getting pretty bad here. I don't know. We'll call you when we can. Phones go out. I can't get a hold of my folks. And I'm in the back of the bus freaking out. I'm watching the news and everything's just destroyed. Come to find out, my parents they got evacuated from their rooms. The mall blew away. Their windows blew out in the whole hotel and the bottom floor flooded. And they're literally having to stand on top of stuff with the staff and the people that are there to stay out of the water with an open hip surgery wound.
Wow.
And it was, I missed all that. That's crazy. Now, thank God, because of that, and their house got pretty damaged as well, they ended up moving here to Jacksonville, which has been great for the grandkids and everything else, and for all of us to be closer to them as they age. But yeah, that was wild to miss that and not even know if they were okay.
And again,
and not able to recover them either, because I'm still on tour as my brother's going back and forth trying to help them out and give them power and all that shit.
Well, I was going to say, and again, your brother's not picking up his fucking phone.
Ever. I have a feeling he may have been picking up for that one.
Yeah, he was picking up for that. I'll tell you what, I went back like 4 months later. It was January, finally off the tour. Went back to visit my family home. It's still I go to the neighborhood. All the signs are gone. Trees are gone. Everything's just leveled. And I remember visiting with my folks, helping them out a little bit, go to drive back to Jacksonville. I got lost in my childhood neighborhood. I forgot how to get out because all the roadsides were gone. It looked so different. Wow. I got lost. Yeah. It was crazy.
Man. That's nuts, dude. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine both of y'all's stories. I mean, like, I don't, Brad, probably like with your story, just recently with your son's graduation, would you have had that same mindset 20 years ago, though?
Well, he wasn't around back then.
No, but even if
no, he was just born. He's 20. He just turned 20 in November. So
but the mindset of like, go fuck yourself. I'm missing this show to go do something important.
Oh, I missed. So Zach, one of the first times he played on stage with us, he filled in for me on bass when Noah was born. That would have been 20 years ago, because they had booked a tour like late November. Early December. It was a couple weeks, and I was like, dude, she's gonna pop at any moment. I can't miss that one either, man. I mean, it's just not happening. So we planned for Zach to come in and play the bass. That had to have been so Noah was born, November 30th, 2005. So we were already on to the second record cycle, us and them, when that was happening. So I just didn't do the tour. He learned the songs and they went out and did it, man. And, you know, I was like, look, man, I didn't want to take money out. We were finally making money at that point, you know, as far as the shit was going down. And I mean, you know, there's managers and agents and shit involved. You try to figure out a way to still make the show. I mean, the show must go on.
Going. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The machine's going to go on with or without you, unless you're the singer, pretty much. If you're the singer and you're the guy, they can't go on without you unless you have a hologram, like some kind of hologram image in your Tupac. I don't know, like whatever. You know,
that's the one person that's irreplaceable.
You're right.
And then shortly after that, you were out of the band.
So I did that whole record cycle, so 06, and then early 2007. I think we went to NAMM and everything, and I was getting weird feelings, man. I was like not feeling the love anymore, man. And you know, we had the second record was a tough one for all of us. There was some things that happened.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun. It was a lot of tension. It was, you know, we weren't, you know, it's one of those things that like those, there was not like a Saint Anger, like a life coach or an intervention where someone came in and was like, hey, you guys need to figure this shit out or you're going to start losing OG members here or something. I don't know. My attitude, everyone was in a different place, back then. There was still a lot to prove. I think Brent saw the band could potentially, implode. And, moves were made and things happened, man. But, I'm proud of my time in the band and my influence and the songs I helped write and the recordings and everything that went on. And I'm still proud of the band to this day. It was, man, hey, Barry, if it wasn't for Barry, dude, I got to jump back on stage with these guys and rip fly from the inside, halfway lit up in Maryland, man.
One of my favorite moments
of my life. That was incredible, man.
And your fans. Awesome. I mean, the fans of Shinedown, the OG fans.
It was very healing as well. It was very healing in a lot of levels. And it made me smile because, as the rhythm section, you mentioned when Zach filled in for him, it was miserable because Zach's not a bass player. He can't play. I mean, he can play the notes, but he doesn't play bass. There's a difference between guitar players and bass players. And Brad hits heavy and Zach hits light, and all those things. But to have, even though Eric's a great bass player, to have Brad up there was that feel that he has, that only he has, that I got to play with again on the OG song. And it felt like that. I felt like I was 25, 26, 27 again, playing with Brad because we locked in differently. That's just how rhythm sections work. And it was a lot of fun to feel that. I was like, oh, there's that thing that we used to do together that was really neat.
It was powerful, man. You could feel it in the air too.
Oh,
man,
hell
in
yeah.
the crowd. It was like, my band was side stage and they were like, holy shit, that was awesome. Like it just felt like a different depth and character to what that song. Yeah, it's just something about it, man. You play with people long enough and you have a certain chemistry and
and you helped write that song, if not wrote most of that song.
I definitely, and I remember I told Jason about this when Kalman fell asleep when we were writing those songs, remember? And you're cracking on the snare drum to wake his ass up.
I do.
Anyway, I mean, that was a lot of fun tracking that song and being a part. I mean, Leave a Whisper to me still to this day is it's a great fucking record, man.
It's always the first one, right? After that,
here's four dumbasses who've never been in real studios learning by the skin of our teeth, and it was fun.
It was a lot of fun, man. We
thank God we had Bar Marlette and Rick Beata because they couldn't have been more patient. Because we were not studio ready at that time.
We were not ready. We really weren't. And thankfully, we still had the passion, but we just, I don't know. Yeah. Barry kicked its ass. I mean, I wasn't ready. Barry went in there, and I'm telling you, man, we were like, but it was cool actually working with different producers, I thought. I mean, I know Bob was pissed because, we had to go back to the drawing board and the record that was his record sort of, some songs got added and some got subtracted, from different producers. So, but yeah, man, it was a lot of fun to make. I mean, that time in the band was just exciting. No one knew who we were, man. We had to go out there and let them know,
Yep.
Do you think, Barry, that the healing, because it's camaraderie, it's a brotherhood, right? Within the band Shinedown, just like any tight group of people that started something that went on to have the success that you guys have had. When Brad jumped up on stage with you guys in Ocean City, do you think everyone, I guess mainly and namely Brent, felt that healing as well?
Oh God, yeah. You could see it on Brent's face because he didn't know. nobody told him that Brad was coming up. The three of us, myself, Eric, and Zach, were like, we're doing this. Brad's right there. This is happening. But if you tell Brent anything, if it's not his idea and Brad knows this, then he clams up, or he thinks something differently, because that's how Brent is. That's how his brain works. After the show is when I knew it worked, because those guys stood outside and probably talked for, God, how long did you guys talk? An hour and a half, 2 hours?
Long time, man. It was just,
and they hadn't spoken since Brad left, because it was that bad when Brad left. He was done wrong. Brad was done wrong, and in the way that it was, and to have them finally able to talk and have that thing as grown adults now without the anger was, for me, great to see.
It was amazing. I mean, I'm still high from it, man. It was just a lot of years of dragging things around I should have let go of, but I couldn't until that moment happened. And when it happened, it was just like, all that I was healed. I was healed internally, man. And spiritually, it was just, and I think I could tell he felt better about it too, immediately. Yeah. Remember, he goes, "Who? Who's coming up to play?
What? Somebody's playing with us?"
Excuse me. I got the bass on at this point, and my ears in, and I'm like, "Hey, remember me?"
And it was good too, because even talking with Brad's wife, it helped her too, because all that drama from back then also affected their marriage unfairly and made it really hard. And she obviously held a lot in as well, because Brent lived with them for years. He was in their house on their couch, It was great. It was really cathartic to see at least somewhat of a weight be lifted from all of us.
I've had those friends too. those couch cousins. Yeah. Well, do you think the same thing could possibly happen with Brad going back up on stage with you guys in Ocean City also happen with Jason?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I know Brent and Jason have spoken before, post Jason's when Jason was living in Nashville. He came out to the Nashville show and they spoke, but it was a different vibe. So I don't know. This one, it happened while I was on stage. I saw Brad and I said this had to happen. Jason had a different relationship than Brad had with the band, and Jason has his different way about himself than Brad, the two different people. So honestly, don't know. Yes. I think, God willing, let's say we get into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something like that. Hell yeah. They deserve to be there. They started this thing even before me, and we should all be on stage together, period. End of story. And will be. If I could put that in the universe, that's how it should be.
We've had that conversation, Brad, haven't we?
We have.
I saw a couple of snippets of when you guys had Jason on.
Yeah.
Same old Jason. He's got that little snarky, he digs.
It's just so crazy that all three of us were having this conversation, and it was like 2001 was yesterday.
Yeah. That time flies, man.
It's been a wild ride since then.
Life is just a long, wild ride, and it's good, from a fan's perspective. I always like to say that on the show, obviously not being a musician and not at the level of you guys are at, but from a fan's perspective, being there from the beginning, radio side of things and fan side of things. And then that second album, when you guys, I showed up I think it was somewhere in Georgia, and you guys are performing. I reached out to Zach and I was like, "Hey, I want to come out to the show." He's like, "Yeah, sure." Blah, blah, blah. And it was not what I remembered Shinedown being. And Brent didn't even remember me. Obviously he was in a bad way at that time. And it was like, I don't think I'd ever been like, I'm not an emotional guy. I've got pretty much ice in my veins. I was upset. I left. I didn't even stay. I left.
I think that was Athens, Georgia, if I remember correctly.
No, it wasn't Athens. It was like Duluth or something like that. Or Gwinnett, that play, the arena that they have out there. But I remember leaving with my wife, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about it." Like, I was really upset that all went down like that. Whoever was in charge of, the way it was just, I was like, these aren't the guys that I remember. This isn't what I remember. I was like, I've been around guys that have achieved huge success, And it's still, this is not how it's supposed to be. Something's wrong. Like I was like, blink, Zach, if you need help. It's like one of those types of things.
He writes it on his hand or so, like a code.
He's giving the thing.
But those are things that I'm assuming the band Shinedown has gone through. I mean, internally.
Of course. Any band goes through it.
Yeah.
Every band goes through it.
Every band goes through it. Every band goes through, if they're going to stick around, I think goes through their dark times and their bad times. We were in a dark place on that second record. We really were. And we weren't firing on all cylinders emotionally with each other. It was Brad and I versus the other guys. It was not a pretty situation at that time. It really wasn't. There was a lot of fighting and a lot of love and a lot of crying and a lot of everything. It was just a crazy time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we had 2 buses at one point, and that might have at least saved the record cycle because Brent went and rode on the other bus.
Yeah.
You remember that shit, dude?
I do.
That had been Equinox tour.
He doesn't remember that.
He doesn't remember? No. We did this tour, and we actually were splitting the guarantee. So we were having the money that we would normally get, but then we doubled our overhead because we added a bus. So yeah,
only for sanity.
For sanity's sake, and we made it through it, and the tour kept going, the cycle kept going, the record cycle, and we saw it through, man, and that was man.
Do you remember the first time that you felt the change negatively, Barry, in the band? Was it on stage? Was it behind the scenes? Was it during songwriting? Like you're going, something's happening and this is not good.
It was recording the second record.
Yep.
From day
Bingo!
one.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, that was so.
Really?
It was a miserable experience.
Yeah. Really? From day one.
From day one. It was not healthy. It was a lot of lies and backstabbing between the producer at the time and us, not being told truths. It was ugly and it was not fun.
So it was an external source that brought the negative internally within the band.
It was both.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think too, like all the bonds that we had sort of formed as a band on that first cycle and all the battles we fought, man, we felt like going into the second one that we had unity. It was kind of like we had a lot to prove too, and there was a lot of pressure and not a lot of time. Plus we didn't write very much, if at all, on the road either, and we were expected to, I guess. And so there was a lot of pressure, and the producer, of course, that was chosen had co-written a couple of the hits and some of the songs that made the first record. So but yeah, like Barry was saying, like from the first day, it was like, man, is it going to be like this? Like, this is not fun. It's super stressful, high pressure. People were you had to fight tooth and nail to get any idea even entertained songwriting wise, even though there was tremendous pressure to do so, to get these songs out there and written. I think Jason had to go see a psychologist or psychiatrist during that time.
Yeah.
It was bad. Fucking crazy, dude.
You had our A&R guy at the time, Steve-O. He was like, System of a Down's kicking off then. So he's like, why don't you guys write like System of a Down? I remember that conversation on the phone with him. And we're like, but that's not us. We're not doing that. And then you had Tony, because he had worked with Brent solo, he was kind of just taking Brent and pulling him away from the three of us and writing with him. And that wasn't good, and then comes the idea of, who the songwriters are in the band and cuts and splits, and it starts getting ugly in that way, God, it was bad. Dude. I'm just a drummer. I don't get anything. Oh, okay. That was my first introduction to drummers world, where you're not a songwriter. Sorry. Go fuck yourself. And do you think still that way?
But Barry was smart though. Barry was like, you know what? I just want a paycheck. And he knew that. And I wish I was, look, things happen and you and everything happens, of course, for a reason. But like, I probably could have been a little less. Yeah. I could have seen the big picture, and I think that's what me and Jason were kind of missing. We were trying to have power and influence within the band. And we're also fighting for what we believed in and our integrity.
All the work we did
and and getting the record to platinum. And I'm like, hey man, look, we busted our asses to get it this far. This band, y'all weren't out there with us
9 months consistent touring,
consistently first to four on a tour or playing clubs to nobody that knew about. Yeah, it's fuck, man. I mean, it was different, man. So but I guess I could have picked my battles a little better.
And not have tempers. Stewards have tempers.
I might have punched some holes in some doors and broke some shit. I mean, maybe a couple of times. But
do you think, both of you, but Barry, I'll start with you, if that outside influence on the second Shinedown album, negative influence, didn't happen, Jason and Brad might still be in the band? Or was it inevitable?
I mean, that's kind of speculation. I don't know. It was the attitudes and the time that those things happen. It
didn't help.
It didn't help. We weren't healthy.
Yeah.
We just weren't healthy as a band and as people together in a room. It was very toxic in many levels, not just the four of us, but the outside influences, the management, the labels, everything was just stacked against us. And we were very rushed to make that second record. The label was not kind in giving us any sort of time at that period in time in our lives to look at and go, if it was different, would we still be together? Yeah, maybe, but it wasn't,
wasn't in the cards for it to work out that way, and like you said, you can even listen to the record, the Us and Them record, and you can tell which songs got a bit more love than others, if you will.
For sure.
I mean, some of them you're like, that almost still sounds kind of demo-ish, like it was just like kind of put on there for extra, which not to discount any of those songs that are on there. They just, like he said, it was rushed. There's mistakes. I can hear clicks and pops and shit on the tracks that's made it on the final mix of the record. Because when that compression comes in, those jump out, those kinds of things, and it's,
it wasn't a fully formed idea.
No, exactly. It wasn't developed like some of the other songs were.
Yeah, I think some of those songs you and I heard maybe once and then had to track,
that's
maybe. True. Or some of them, I think, was it Lady So Divine? It was a tracked jam session put together.
Which I co-wrote on that one. And Jason actually had the middle section separately. And somehow, the picking part, you know that song, right? Right, Jason?
Yeah,
Lady So Divine.
Yeah.
So Jason had come up with that part. I kind of came up with the some of the other parts besides the verse. Tony came up with that. And then we kind of just put it together and it became this 7-minute odyssey or whatever it was, dude. But it worked and it was cool. But it was like he said, it was Barry went in there and he just that was maybe 2 or 3 takes, man. And that was
in Jason's living room.
In Jason's living room at the beach. Yeah.
You're talking about Tony Battaglia?
Yeah.
Tony you're talking about?
And I think we broke him too, because after that he never did another record. He moved up to Wisconsin or Minnesota or something and worked in produce for a minute.
Really? Yeah. I think his last gig was My First Wedding, maybe. That was a good possibility. He played acoustic.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
Friend. I do want to say this so anyone watching this podcast doesn't get this twisted. And again, we all go way back and we're just kind of shooting the shit here, just the fellas. I don't want to take anything away from Zach and Eric because they're great guys and they're phenomenal musicians. I know they haven't been mentioned much here and it's all about, talking about the OG lineup, but just want to make it very, very clear that I am a big fan of both of them and they are amazing musicians and cooler dudes. I mean, just absolutely great people. So don't take any of this conversation in a negative way towards those guys because I love those guys as well. So
no, and why would I shit on my current bandmates? I would never do that.
Yeah,
I wasn't really directed to you. I was like, this is a bad host. He's not bringing up Zach and Eric. I'm like, look, I get it, but we're just kind of reminiscing here. That's all.
Yeah.
And I witnessed it firsthand. I mean, I when Mary and my boys came up to the Madison Square Garden show, man. And I've also witnessed it, of course, following the band and just like the stuff y'all post on socials. I mean, it's a family out there and you guys have a good bunch of people around you, your security, John and you're doing the booze, brews and barbecue, all those folks. Ty, I mean, there's just good people around and it feels like a synergy that, and the band, over the years has, and maybe it's because y'all are in a good place, everybody, whether family or, you know, in your headspace, and y'all have proven a lot. I mean, you've got the point where sold a lot of records. There's been broken records for hits at radio. I mean, there's things that y'all have accomplished that are fucking amazing, man. You know, like, and I wasn't around for a lot of that part, you know, but and for a lot of that part too, I didn't even want to hear the songs. I didn't want to hear any of that shit. And it took for you,
and that's fair,
to bring my ass on stage, and that all changed. And hell, I went back and started learning the parts just because I was like, out of respect, you know, I like the songs, I like the parts, and I just was like, hey man, these songs feel oddly like they're mine too. Even though I wasn't around for them. I don't know if that makes any sense in any way, but in my consciousness, I guess it does, or it did.
Yeah,
you know?
no. And listen, I mean, you and Eric never even knew each other. You never met each other. You had no idea. So even Eric says that from his side. He says, why would I have anything to say about Brad when I don't know the man? You know, he was, I was way after Brad wasn't here. And Eric is a fantastic songwriter and producer. I mean, just badass, I've learned so much from that guy. It scares the hell out of me. When I'm in the studio with him, I'm studying. His album's great. He's a weird savant in a lot of ways. He truly is. And, you know, he and I get along really well. We both grew up military families, and he's very much my kind of personality. And Zach's matured a lot over the years too. I mean, Zach, when he was with us originally playing guitar, filling in for Jason and Brad when they were having kids, a different dude. He was a kid because he's 10 years younger than us, you know? So it was a completely different time. And there was a lot of, you know, Jason didn't want another guitar player in the band. So there was that kind of fighting. Brad rightfully wanted his side of the stage, rightfully. And so there's all this infighting and craziness at that time. The maturity level for all of us, you know, myself and the three guys in Shinedown now, and Brad and Jason, we've grown up.
Wasn't the plan all along from the very beginning of Shinedown's early days? Maybe it was just Brent's idea. I don't know why I remember this, but to have two guitarists, the 5-piece.
No,
it was all. I mean, the 4-piece thing I think was, but then he brought Zach in because he missed the other guitar parts. He said, and Zach would sing backups too. Me and Jason weren't exactly singers, you know, but nothing was done on any sort of backing tracks. What you saw back then was what you got, man. And we prided ourselves. I mean, that's tough because there was other bands around us that had things going on. I mean, we had to open for Rob Zombie, for Christ's sake, and Godsmack, and, you know, Zombie, there's a lot going on there. It's almost like watching a film. There's noise, there's sound, there's clips from films, and there's chicks on stage dancing and robots and shit. You know, there's a lot going on there. With us, it was like we kind of had some lights.
when we were lucky.
If it was dark enough, they'd turn the lights on because we're doing sheds on that tour. So it was outdoors. I'm like, oh God. And then it would get dark, and then here comes Zombie, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm kind of like, Jesus.
We had to be our own pyro. That we had no choice.
I could have swore I had that conversation with Brent in the early, and it was like the comparison to, like, you know, having you know, an Izzy and a Slash up on stage, and that kind of GNR kind of layouts. I could have swore. I mean, I'm not making this. I can't be making this.
Maybe in his head, but maybe. I don't know if that was a collective thing. I think we always liked it just in my just 4-piece. I always liked the 4-piece personally, you know. And I'm in a 5-piece band now, so it's still. I
liked the 4-piece. That was my favorite version. And even when Brad and Jason were gone, and we had Nick Perry in the band, it's not meant to be a 5-piece band. It's just not. And it was hard back then because myself, Brad, and Jason didn't want to do the tracks thing. We just didn't. You know, we wanted to just, we're a rock band. We're not doing that. Brent really wanted to hear it, wanted the crowd to hear it like it is a record. So that had to change. And it evolved when we got the second guitar player. And then it evolved again when we started using, you know, here's the orchestra on a track. Here's the tambourines. Here's the stuff. And I think that's 99.9% of the bands nowadays, including your older bands, Bruce Springsteen, and don't tell me they're not. They are. Aerosmith, they all are. I mean, that's just, you have to put on that caliber of a show nowadays to stay relevant, because that's the sonics that the youth is used to. They put in their earbuds. They want to hear that. They're not used to the other side of things when we were growing up.
But Brent wasn't always a fan of tracks. Like he's
not a fan of tracks
for the
faking
vocals.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause none
of us are faking it. Those 4 guys on stage are always playing.
I can tell you, and I won't name names, but I know this is fact. I was standing next to him. We were in that photo pit area at a radio festival watching another band perform. You'll laugh when I tell you off the show who's performing. And he made a comment to me of the tracking thing. And I'll never forget that. Because I was like, this was like 2006, 2007. And I was like, and I know, it was those years since I was in Tampa. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was, I was like, cool, dude. I had no idea.
Faking it is different than supporting what you're doing on stage.
Gotcha.
Very different.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood. Go ahead, Brad. What?
I was just gonna say exactly. I mean, if like the lead, but if it's being lip synced and there's nothing coming out of the, or no one's actually physically playing. Like I remember, when the Chili Peppers did the Super Bowl, and they weren't even plugged in, but they were pissed because they said that they pushed back because they were like, no, we want to actually play this thing, and I guess whoever was putting it on was like, no, you're not. So they're like, okay, fuck you then. I'm gonna just make it really look like I'm not playing. So they were air guitaring the whole shit, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
you can't play during the Super Bowl. They won't let you.
No, I know. Yeah. So
they won't let you do anything.
I remember Muse did that on a German TV show. They all switched instruments because they had to play to the track. So they just, and I think Matt Bellamy was playing drums, and he can't play drums, but he's up there faking it because they had to play on track.
Well, that's they've seen Bohemian Rhapsody when they go on Top of the Pops, and they tell Freddie Mercury that you're just lip syncing. He eats a banana or something on stage.
Of course he did. A legend.
What a legend. Is that what they're calling those these days? Bananas? I thought he might be eating something else. Anyway.
I've got another Shinedown question here, a couple of them, but I've got a theory. You'll probably not answer it if it's true or not. But anyway, you guys got to, for the first time, perform on stage at the Grand Ole Opry. That's really cool. Unexpected, even though there's a lot of Southern roots in that band, of course, Shinedown. Is there anything more to that, or is it just what it was, and how did it come about, and how'd you get there?
That was a complete invite. They asked for us because they wanted to. The Grand Ole Opry is celebrating their anniversary, and they wanted more than just country. And I think maybe that's a revival for the Opry to create more interest for them instead of just classic country. That was completely unexpected. And, I'm not much of a country fan. It doesn't speak to me, but to even walk in those hallowed halls is, it's special. And that staff there was really, really cool. And the, the house band, those are all better musicians than any of us will ever be. They are top-notch musicians. They can do anything, and have them go, hey, play my drums, have fun, and then pat you on the back afterward and say, good job, kid. Awesome. Those are the kinds of things. But it was totally not expected. And to have Carrie Underwood do the introduction, she's a metal and rock fan that sings country. When she works out in her trailer, she's listening to metal. So cool. She's just a fan of music and happens to be a fan of the band. And somehow Zach and his ways of meeting everybody, because that's what he's good at, is networking, meet everybody, met her years ago, and they became friends. I'd call her acquaintance. I don't have her number or anything, but I've met her a few times, and she's very sweet, and so is her husband. So it's cool.
Yeah. The theory I have is that moving forwards, Shinedown could tweak the sound of like other bands from the generation where they are kind of crossover-esque. I mean, like Nickelback has done a very good job of crossover in that country world, not for marketing or branding or being phony baloney. It's just the music works. The lines are kind of very blurry now. Could Shinedown have that same sound and be accepted in that country world by tweaking the sound just a tad?
If it was natural. We're not going to search out and go, now we're a country band. I think Jelly Roll honestly proved that anybody can join any genre. He crossed them all and conquered them all. you know.
Yeah.
Post Malone too. Yeah,
Post Malone,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that Searchlight song that's out there right now is a country song. Brent's got a Southern accent, which is natural. He grew up in Tennessee. That boy is about as Southern as it gets.
And the guitar in that song.
And there's a banjo on there. Why? Because Eric was in the studio writing it and went, I wonder what that would sound like. And he put the banjo on there. It wasn't we need to write a country song to get on country radio. It was, here's the song, and I think this might sound cool on it. And that's the way, even in early days, that we wrote honestly, and this is just what the song is. This is what we're talking about. And Brent's always written honest lyrics. Mm-hmm. He writes from life experiences. Those are true stories. Every last one of them, for better or for worse, are true stories. And he continues to do that. And also, why not explore other things? You know, if I want to put a synth on this song or play some electronic percussion on this song, does it make the song better and sound cool? All right, let's do that.
I'm surprised that you guys haven't done over the years more collaborations. I mean, I know you have live and, you know, maybe one-offs and stuff, but I mean, I know Zach goes way back with Jelly Roll. I mean, before Jelly Roll was Jelly Roll, it was just Jelly, you know, I mean, you know, he goes way, way back. Like, has that been brought up and shot down?
Brent doesn't enjoy doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember when we were first starting out, there was like a Lil Jon song that we were gonna be on, and I was like, that's kind of cool, but it's different. I mean, and we were still so new
especially at that time.
Yeah, it was like, this could be awesome or it could be career suicide. I mean, but he was so big back then, but it never. I don't even know if we ever even, like, Brent wrote to it, but I never heard anything after that. Yeah, since it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know, because that was when Little John was kind of getting to rock and roll, and then after that is when he started doing playing guitar and stuff like that.
Well, wasn't it Let's Go? Weren't you guys supposed to be on that?
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't either, yeah.
Because I remember that. Again, I don't remember who I was talking to, but that was, when did you guys go out on tour with Van Halen?
2004.
Okay, yeah, so this was around the same time, because that song came out around that time, and it's got the Ozzy track, you know, on it, and I think that's the song that you guys were supposed to be on. Let's Go with Lil Jon.
It's possible. I mean, I think Little John at the time was part of the Warner Atlantic group, and that's why they were kind of cherry picking from the rock bands they had on their radar. It just didn't work out. And, I don't think Brent really truly enjoys doing guest starring things, because he's been asked to do a lot too. And he's like, nah, I'm good.
Really? Well, back in the day, he would invite people on stage often.
That's different, but like doing a compilation on a record. Yeah, I think he did one with Lizzie once, and it was kind of sour in that it was just not his vibe at that time.
You have to imagine too, like, some of these things are happening and we're not even in the same room with these people. Like, their track's already done and we're just hearing back what vocal they did, and there's a spot for Brent and maybe for some
something cool here.
Yeah, or for like a big, like the full band to come in and rip and then back it out, and it's back to the rap or whatever's happening. So you have to imagine, like, we're not in there with Lil Jon, like, doing it with him. At least for that track we weren't. And I can't imagine a lot of those collaborations, they are that way. It's done in completely different studio situations, even by different producers.
That was a big song, though.
Oh no, I'm not saying it would
have been awesome to be a part of it.
I mean, hell, just to do it. I mean,
I want to know if I'm right. Because that song is like,
it was that era, that was that time period, but I don't remember.
That's crazy if that's the song. I just remember it was like, Lil Jon's doing the song, and we've been asked to be on it, and it's Ozzy's on it, and this and that. I'm like, what? I remember. Tell me I'm not the one that remembers your guys.
I barely remember yesterday.
I know. I mean, that was. I did tell him the old P. Diddy story though, when we went and visited old Diddy. Remember that, Barry?
Oh, I don't. Wait. Oh.
After we did the rooftop party, and that's when we were holding up the platinum records that weren't certified platinum just yet. that was some music industry slime right there. But anyway,
forgot about that.
So afterwards, we went after the release party for us and them. Craig Kalman took us. Well, I think we did dinner maybe, and then we went to
dinner, and then we went, if I remember correct, went to the
because he was
rooftop or whatever.
Yes. So then we go to.
I forgot that was a Diddy party.
Well, remember we went to his studio he was working at, and there was a guard at the street, there was a guard at the entrance, there was a guard by the one door, there was a guard by the studio. Like, he was protected. Someone was going to go in there and shoot him otherwise. And this was fucking 05. Yeah, it had to have been.
Keep saying that, Barry. I don't remember it. I don't remember going to the party. Just keep saying it over and over again.
Oh, it wasn't one of those parties.
Happen,
it wasn't one of those parties. No. It wasn't one of those fucking parties, man.
No,
not to say he wasn't having those parties then.
He might have been then. Who knows?
Just wasn't involved. When you talked earlier, Barry, about, and Brad, you've brought this up numerous times on this show, how important it is to tour. I mean, Brad talks about it to the point where he's like, I'm a fucking date yet, kind of thing. That's where you make your living. And, going back to the Shinedown being on the Rock the Country, all these different dates with all these amazing artists, it's going to be huge. And I'm going to try to get to the Ocala one and watch that. But you guys in Shinedown have put together your own show called the Lunatic Ball. And it's a weekend in October, end of October at Miramar Beach, Florida. The reason for that is it because of the industry and it's easier to control if it's your show, your namesake on the show? Is that like a thing that more artists will be doing?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe for some artists, not for us. It was more of the promoters that put on the shows at that area like to do destination getaways with bands. And they approached us and said, hey, is this something you'd be interested in? And it was really Zach and I that it began with Zach, because Zach had been there watching, I forget which band, but he had been there and met the guys that promoted. He brought it to me and said, hey, you think this would be cool? And I said, I think it would be, to create like a yearly or every other year kind of destination thing with Shinedown for the super fans. And especially at that time of the year, October, and the panhandle of Florida is gorgeous. And the weather's great. So we took a shot on it, and it's going to be fun for us. It's 3 days right there. Why not try it? It has done very well in the pre-sales. So if it is successful, it's doing it again and again, and then bringing in different artists, to kind of give, like any band, you want to give your fans a different experience than just always the same show. Or I'm seeing the band again. Here they are playing the arena again. Here they are at this place again. What about, probably one of my favorite time periods for Shinedown shows was when we did that Anything and Everything tour at the end of Sound of Madness and played deep cuts and did acoustic shows. And it was kind of a weird thing. And just playing all the B-sides and that kind of stuff. Those are fun. And when you get those opportunities to do that in this type of situation, that's cool too. Whereas you can't if it's a just standard headlining show. The fans want the hits. You got to play the hits, and you got to give it to them in the 75 minutes that you have before that curfew hits. So you better get in there, do that, get out, and give them the hits when you have a chance to be, I guess, kind of selfish musicians again and play other songs that aren't always the hits. It's kind of fun.
Well, I'd like to thank you for not asking me to host the shows. I saw that you had somebody else. I just wanted to, I texted Rizzo and I said, hey, look, this is really fucking cool. Thanks, Dick.
Well, we were just trying to save you the time and the effort of driving there.
He's actually looking out for you, bro. He was.
Yeah, I was trying to help you
out. So you talked about the upcoming tour that you can't say much about, but it's all over the place. Are you guys, by happenstance, going to be taking a stop in Russia by any chance?
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
Not anytime soon. I think it's a bad place to be currently.
Bring this up for a reason, Brad.
Yeah.
Saliva. Do we have any more news on this?
Are you going?
It's yes, maybe. Well,
listen, the people of Russia are amazing, and they are voracious for music. They love rock and roll. It's cool there, but right now,
a little scary.
And I got an email from a name that I'm not familiar with that listens to the Vinyl Road podcast that nicely says, if you go, you're not coming back. Would you like me to read you the email?
Is this specific person going to take us out, or he's just saying that we won't make it out of there alive, or how's that? Could you be a little more specific with?
Yeah. So I'm not for, like, I guess I guess he's a listener of all the podcasts or something. Because here, I'll read it to you. It says, "Hello, sorry for bothering you, but I accidentally heard that your talk show guest from Saliva, you, referring to you, so I'm assuming he's probably a BS listener, plans to perform in Russia. Please advise him not to go there. Otherwise, you may lose your show partner because of wrongful detention. Russian Federation's government needs American citizens for exchange with arrested Russian spies, weapon traffickers, and probably with recently detained Russian sailors from sanctioned Venezuelan tankers. It happens all the time with American athletes, journalists, or just travelers. This is the link to the U.S. government site." And then he goes on to say, also, there are other aspects, maybe even more important, to perform for people who invaded a neighboring country that are destroying peaceful cities is immoral. Russia is banned from all international music, cultural, or sports events around the globe. If you are touring in Russia, most likely you will be not allowed to perform in most of European countries except Serbia, which is a Russian ally. Think about that financial aspect. And politically, to perform for adversary who is paying for every killed American soldier in Afghanistan. I mean, this guy is really on a tear. It's the same like to perform for Germans during World War II or communists during Vietnam. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. Keep talking and best of luck with your spa. I'm in the business as well. Respectfully, Aaron. So that's a lot.
Well, obviously, I never looked at it that way. I mean, look, we talk about all the time about how music unifies people. I mean, I wasn't thinking about betraying my country by going over there and playing for some Russian people. There's still people, and just because our government and their government aren't getting along at the moment or aren't best friends, I mean, those people may want to still hear American music, man. And I don't know, man. I please send me that email though, because I need to send it to Bobby, obviously, because he might just change his mind too, because I don't think he wants to be a fucking a pawn and be like a prisoner over there, or, and have to be traded.
Well, it's kind of
that's fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. I mean, that's scary. It is. I mean,
it's kind of the same concept of what Barry you were talking about when I asked you about the Rock the Country tour. I mean, your response is like, dude, we're musicians. It's a great lineup. It's going to be a great festival. It's going to be great shows. It's good music. I mean, I'd say the same to you, Brad. I mean, it's like you're musicians. You're not going to play for Putin. You're going to play for the Russian people, right? Even though I know it's different. I'm not stupid. I understand that the perception is reality. Russians banned from a lot, tennis, you can't see their flag. Olympics, you don't see their flag. So it's a bigger deal. That's a tough one, man. I mean, I don't know.
That's a rock and a hard place, but the people deserve music, and the people aren't the politicians in any country, really. If you do go over there, I mean, even when we went over there in peacetime, you're being watched 24/7.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're being watched 24/7 in your hotel, wherever you don't go out, you don't go hang at the bars, you go to the hotel bar. And in that bar, you will say the same people in every city that you go to. That old guy in the corner reading the paper is the same guy the next time. And that girl at the bar trying to fish and get your attention, same one from last time. They're watching you. They'll bug your rooms. You have to unplug everything. That's just Russia governmental paranoia, and they do want to entrap you because you are leverage, even in peace times. So just be careful if you go.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone, and Trump,
it's a beautiful place.
Trump just dude, listen, hey man, I want to play all over the world if I get a chance to, and obviously if it's safe, I can not be kidnapped and fucking crazy shit happen to me. But I mean, there's a lot of places I haven't been to that I still want to go to, and
Well, let's start with SeaWorld on February 1st. How about that? Okay. We'll start there and then we'll work our way up to Russia.
Yeah, man. That show, I guess, so interesting that SeaWorld is even having shows. I don't know, man.
They have them all the time. Like they have, they're awesome. Like, I think this is
Disney did. I had no idea SeaWorld did.
Epcot.
Listen to this, Barry. So Flo Rida is playing the night before.
Cool.
Then we're playing the 1st. Bow Wow on the 7th of February, the Click 5 on the 14th, Warrant, Jefferson Starship, Omar Courts, Pop 2000 Tour, Yin Yang Twins, and Paul Wall and Gene Simmons. So those are all acts in
awesome.
January and February at SeaWorld. Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, Warrant, can you play with? Oh my God, heaven isn't too far away.
I know your panties are gonna be dropping on that one there, buddy.
No.
When you go to the show.
I've been asking Bobby because he did Seeing Red. I'm like, do Heaven, man. You know, him and his daughter when they do their gimmicks on TikTok. I love that stuff. I was like, dude, Heaven's one of the best written songs of all time. All time. Listen to the lyrics. If you don't get goosebumps when you listen to Heaven from Warrant, you're a commie bastard. It is beautiful.
Hey, and at this point now we're Russian. We're pro-Russian. Fuck's sake. I can't wait to see the fucking messages I got. I'm going to get after this one, bro. It's going to be, they already given me shit about our conversation about Trump or, just the state of America. I'm getting like, this guy's calling me an asshole and I don't even know him. And I'm like, bro,
welcome to the talk show world. That's what
everybody can hide behind their keyboard and talk shit.
Yeah. If you've got a microphone and an opinion and it differs from somebody else's, then you just can't have thin skin. You just gotta take it as you go. Like you
don't read comments. I don't read comments.
I read it and I was just like, okay, next. I mean, look, I'm not out here to polarize anybody or to divide anybody, but at the same time, I still have a certain. Hey, it's my show. It's your show too, right? And you have an opinion. I have an opinion. We have opinions. I mean, he's got an opinion too, obviously. Good for him. I mean, whatever. Start your own podcast and talk all about it. Fuck off. Whatever. I can't. I mean, but he's a fan, and these people are fans, and I love them, of course. But we don't even have to go there. But I mean, anyway. So Jason and I last episode, Barry, we just talked a little bit about things, which we normally don't. We normally just keep it about music,
Sure.
And
stories and shit. And I guess it ruffled some feathers. So. Yeah.
When's the Barry podcast? When's the Barry podcast happening? Everybody else has got one.
I don't know.
Eric's got one, right? He does.
Yeah, he does.
With security.
John. Yeah. Talking Tuesdays, I think it's called.
It's good.
I think we might do a booze, brews, and barbecue one soon, but I don't find myself that we are.
You're going to Salem
next week. Yeah.
Didn't we do the ghost tour there?
We did.
Yes,
we did. So. What was that? Shipyard Brewery, I think it was. They had the pumpkin ale at the time.
Mm-hmm. And the lady had like a giant, like husky, or it was maybe something like what's husky, the one that
was
massive white dog, and she took us around, and we went to where they were hanging the witches. I mean, it's Salem, Massachusetts, dude. It was and Barry got orbs, and we went by a couple of them homes, and you felt things looking at you from windows and shit. It was creepy. It was creepy, man. So, good luck to you when you go back.
Thanks. And it's going to be frozen tundra, which I'm not happy about.
Oh my God! Wow.
I'm surprised you were able to get to that story without talking about all the conspiracy theories involving the Salem witch trials. Do you not know? Ooh, do a little research.
Mm-hmm. Do your own research.
Do your research, because I know about that one, you son gun.
I've heard some things. I've read some things.
All right, look, this was awesome. Your guys' fans, mine is blown, I'm sure. They enjoyed this. So, Barry, thank you, brother, for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you both.
Brother. Yeah,
it was really good. Of course, everything Shinedown.com. I don't need to tell people that. Everything Saliva.com. Everything me, JasonBailey.com. I'm last on the list, but if you care, subscribe to the podcast and definitely get the merch. There is new merch up there for Valentine's Day, and I believe a new sale is starting today. So if you go to the merch store, I had the Bald Badger, Ben, does the graphics for it. So I had him do some Valentine's Day stuff for the different shows. So we've got a Rock Candy shirt up there. So it's pretty cool. It's the Vinyl Road Podcast, Rock Candy. Anyway, all right.
I haven't even seen this shirt. That's man,
literally, I just put it up today as we record it. Like literally just put it up like 2 seconds ago. So it's up there, rock and roll. Anyway,
sick.
Guys, Barry, do you have anything we'd like to end with? Anything before we go type of deal?
No, it's just great to see friends of mine. So for me, this was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
And thanks to the fans out there that watch this, and hopefully we didn't piss you off.
I know, right? I'm just waiting for it, man. I'm like, come
keep
Friday
your knives
morning
to
with
yourselves.
this thing.
Don't bring out the knives. I got no shit to worry about.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, man, come Friday morning when it comes out. I'm like, here we go.
I'll get the text.
Piss off. Yeah.
Well,
I'll still stand by the fact that the Russian people are awesome. They're nice people. I'm not talking about their military.
Bushki.
Or their government or their
government.
It's just
Brad, do you have
people
anything?
People are people. I don't care where you are. People are people.
Would you like to say it in English or Russian, Brad? How would you like to end this?
I will say it in Russian with a Russian accent. How is this? No, I must break you. That's my best Ivan Drago. I don't know.
That was
man, dude. Thank you all for listening, man. Vinyl Road, the Vinyl Roadies, everyone for supporting us, man. It's been a lot of fun. 33, some significance. Barry coming on our podcast savior, if you will. The 33rd episode. That was
man, and he saves the podcast. God,
he saved us, man. I don't know what he saved us from, but he fucking saved us.
Saved me from myself,
from obscurity. We saved Barry.
All right, look, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for support. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. If you've had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. Do not want to see that happen to you. Ensure the shit don't go post on social media, or you will lose a lot of friends like that. We'll talk to you soon.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. I got some stories.
That's it for this episode. Check out jasonbailey.com for more shows. Until next time.
We did it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man.
Thanks, dudes.
3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, jasonbailey.com.